So after a very painful year, Malaysia stock market seems like it's starting a recovery. So in front of us here, we have many sectors. Only two experience a negative change over the past month. In fact, only one, but construction is flat, right? And banks, financial services are down just a small bit. Too busy to find stock ideas? Check out FIRL Pro to shortcut your research time and effort by 90%. 10% off link in the comments and description. The largest gains come from the industrial production sector, and then after that is consumer products, I believe. Yes. Yeah, and then after is energy. So if we look at some of the volumes being traded by different institutions, especially Malaysian, local institutions have actually been buying in the past month or so.
Yeah, and also last 2 weeks, the foreigners also bought quite a big chunk, about 700 million in terms of like buying, trading inside Malaysia. And right now they're only selling a little bit. So the local institutions are somewhat like buying the top of what they are selling. So, but there's still like a buying activity going on for local institution and also for foreigners. And if you look at our FIRL Pro, we track our monthly returns, right? So you notice that there is a huge steep in terms of rebound for not only just mid cap, small cap, but also KLCI. So this already tells us that there is some sort of like a bull market going on in the Malaysia stock market. Our portfolio also is like going up over here.
The toughest period was actually in June last year, but this year, June or April, that region, although we fell, we actually did not fall as much as so we're actually not as volatile, funny enough, as the KLCI or the small cap.
Yep, exactly. So why is there a big rebound, right? Well, because there's two things that is going on. Number one, which is the 100 ringgit SARA cash aid. So it's some sort of a stimulus check for Malaysian so that we can actually spend more money to shop whatever retail outlets that we have. That increases the purchasing power for for all the people in Malaysia for temporarily, only for maybe like for another 3 months. And then another catalyst that we will be looking at is the budget 2026. So this one is going to be releasing soon. Next month already is going to be like 12th of October. So that one, we're going to be seeing a lot of like, initiatives in the property, building more affordable houses. And then also the government needs emphasize that they want to prioritize on the tech industry, semiconductor, the NSS. And then there's also the renewable energy. So there's all sorts of like initiatives is going to like be talked about. And on top of that, I think they're going to be discussing about the money that they're going to be saving from the, RAW 95, right? Because recently they just did this targeted subsidy for RAW 95. So they're going to be channeling some of these savings to maybe SARA or maybe other else like education or healthcare. So it will be quite interesting to see what is the number that they projected. So yeah, you can see already there's a few sectors that is going up. So retail, Eco Shop, 99 Speed Mart, and also Mr. DIY, they are all going up in just 1 month time once the SARA money actually like...
Yeah, you can call this the B40 play in a way.
Yes, exactly. And you also can see the PE right now, right, for Eco Shop is right now is about 42 times, and then 99 Speed Mart is 44 times. And if you compare between this with Costco, right, Costco is trading at around 55 times. So there is some sort of a little bit more room for growth, but then you also need to see whether, can they continue to like grow. 99 Speed Mart had an announcement where they want to open their first outlet in China. So that will also be quite exciting if they manage to like penetrate through and survive. And if let's say they manage to find a winning formula there, I think that will be the next re-rating catalyst for 99 Speed Mart. Yeah. So yeah, that is the retail space. These are very, very obvious already because of the 100 ringgit MySARA. And then the second one, which is property. So we covered a few property stocks in our last video. You can check it out. The title is Will These Property Construction Stocks Go Higher? So since then, after we covered, right, the company that we have covered went up quite a fair bit. So there
especially KSL.
Yeah, especially KSL almost doubled already, 97%. Lim Siong Hai, this has up 46%. This one is related to OVES. And then GDB is up 9%. Persona, this one also is up 31%. And then the bonus stock that we have covered, this one only like it's very flat. They didn't really move off this TA Capital. But this one is have to do with their Kuas Damansara development. So it's a totally new township. And I think there's a lot of like people are covering this township already. So hopefully there will be more traction that is going to be coming into TSR Capital. Okay, the next one will be HDD. So this one also, recently there was a news where Western Digital said that they're going to be increasing their prices for their products immediately because there is a lot of demand for this drive because of this AI. So once this news actually came out on the 12th of September, the stocks like Dufu, JCY, Notion, and also MClean, which is related to HDD, also pump up a lot. So this is actually even more evident for MClean. They went up about 70%. So
That's right.
is quite
Sounds about right. I think that's the exposure, right? They have to clean room. I think it's pretty much.
exactly. But I'm not sure whether
Sorry.
Correct. But I'm not sure whether this is really 100% because of the business fundamental, or was it contributed to syndicate pumping up?
Fair.
Yeah, it could be that also. And next one, tech. Tech also, has been pretty down for the past few months already, but right now it's getting back up because recently there's a few companies that reported better, or at least there's a recovery in terms of numbers for their latest quarterlies. So not only just SNS Network over here, you can see their numbers is also going up. 2 quarters already, they are making similar profits as last year. So most likely this particular financial year, and assuming like everything goes well, it's going to be double up. InfoMe now also, they say that they want to venture into this AI chatbot kind of thing. So market also like that. KESM, I think they also did say that the next few quarterlies is going to be quite bright. So that's why the market like them. UTC also reported a recovery in terms of their earnings. So all three also, it's up like pretty much almost the same. It's like 20% to 37% ish. So yeah, there is a recovery in the tech industry. Then we also have energy. Even though the Brent oil price have been pretty much depressed, and also crude oil price, but some of these oil stocks actually went up. So this is evident from Valesto and also LFG, Lianzhen Fleet Group. So these two companies, I think we got shared this before in our dividend video. So if you haven't watched it, you can just click it over there. We mentioned that we own Valesto back then. And why is
this was at what, 19 cents?
Yes, 18 cents, 19 cents. Yeah.
Okay.
So most of our FIRL members also made some decent profit over there. But anyhow, the reason why it's going up is because rigs is getting more high a lot. There's a lot of demand for rigs at the moment. But next year is going to be like slowing down a little bit. But we got some insights where not Malaysia, but other parts of the country, they need more of these drilling services, especially for the rigs. Which country is that? We can share with you is actually from Vietnam. So that's why some of these companies which are related to the rigs are getting some sort of like traction. They are trying to deploy their rigs into Vietnam. So that's like some sort of like a catalyst going around. And then there is also a news where PNB said they want to private Valesto. So that also contributed to the catalyst for Valesto. Whereas for LFG, this one we don't really have much of a news over here. Internally, we know a little bit, but we cannot share much because it's not public information yet. But it's have to do with improvement in terms of their business. So that's how much that we can share. Then the remaining two, it is Aves and Peka. This one is going up despite there is a China anti-involution where solar panel will go up, prices will go up. It's because recently they announced as 5 solar bids. So there's a few winners over here, or likely winners. So SolarVest is one of them, Plat is one of them. I think Simon also is another one. So that's why market is also buying them for these two stocks. Okay, then we have the totally opposite, which is not doing so well one, furniture, glove, and car. So the glove stocks is pretty much flat. Car, it is still going down because Bao haven't really, improve their earnings in their latest quarterlies. They still say that the Chinese players is still slashing prices.
Yeah, and it's unlikely to change.
Yeah. So it's gonna be here for a very long time. And then for Po Huat, this is a surprise because their numbers is actually quite bad if you look at their latest quarterlies, right? But their share prices went up 21%.
Yeah, and it's a bit confusing, especially when you consider the recent Trump furniture tariffs, right?
Yeah, exactly. So probably there's some sort of like a big value investor that is buying the company, because right now they are trading at below cash, and also they maintain their dividend payout. And the reason why they can maintain their dividend payout is because they have a lot of cash in their bank. As simple as that. So yeah, these three sectors is still pretty much very bad. That's why their share price remain depressed unless there's some sort of value investor who decided to buy like Po Huat over here. Okay, so the final thoughts over here is that the reason why the market is experiencing a bull run is because, if you can recall, foreigners are actually holding very, very little shares only in Malaysia equity market. It's at its all-time low, actually around 18.8%. So, which means there is some sort of like a dead cat bounce, or maybe they found opportunity over there. And also there's budget, a lot of things that is going on, a lot of developments going on.
But recently, Malaysia, I forgot which credit rating agency actually gave us a bump up, right?
Yeah, correct.
Because of political stability. So that probably partially explains the injection of foreign funds.
Yes, exactly. So if let's say you want to see whether our KLCI index will continue to rally out, well, we are kind of like betting on whether foreigners will continue to buy in the market. I think we're already seeing it. Right now, our KLCI index is still going up quite steadily. So most likely there is a sign that they are coming in big. But the risk that you guys need to consider is there's a new tariff. Just now MG mentioned about the tariff for furniture, and also not only just furniture, but there's medical devices, I think pharma, and some sort of tech, also semiconductor. So in this news, they say that US is not ruling out more tariffs on ASEAN countries. So which means the 90% tariffs that we are getting right now might not be the benchmark already. So it could be more. So that's why there's some sort of like uncertainty that is going on around here. But the US is going to be having a meeting with Malaysia soon. And also, if you follow the news, right, our Malaysia government did say that they tried to negotiate before they come to Malaysia. So they say that, so palm oil is one of them that managed to get exemption in terms of the tariff
Which
rate.
is so surprising.
Yes, exactly. But then it's not so significant because our export to the US is only very small.
Because they take soybean, right?
Yes, exactly. And then they import more from Indonesia actually. Yeah, so it's not really that sort of a significant thing. But other than that, it's furniture, glove, all those kind of things. This one is something that we need to watch out for. Okay, the third one, I think not many people is talking about, or at least I don't really find it, is the Ukraine and Russia war is still ongoing. Recently, Ukraine just used their drone to shoot down some of the petrochemical facility.
But people are tired. They're just tired of the war,
Exactly. But it's still quite scary though. I mean, they are trying to destroy some of their critical, materials for Russia. And you can see over here, Russia former president, they say that they want to do a nuclear threat to the US if this war doesn't end. So yeah, there's still a lot of things that is ongoing over here. There's still bombing around between these two countries. Hopefully there will be some sort of, they will subside, but we only can hope for the best. And last but not least, we also have been buying recently, I think for the past 1 month already. We have been adding new stocks, and some of these stocks, once we initiated, the prices miraculously went up. Yeah, we don't know why also. Yeah, maybe somebody big inside our community that's buying.
Very big.
But yeah, if you want to know what are the stocks that we've initiated, you can check out inside FIRL Pro.
So improvement, right, across all the portfolios. Biggest improvement came, I believe, in the borrowing portfolio. Returns doubled. But in terms of the global, which is the next best, I think we grew about 30%, from 15 to 20%, I think. And then for Malaysia, is the most modest one, but still, it's, I think, about 37, 38. Now we are close to 42%. FIRL Pro is the place to go if you want to develop your own portfolio, but you need some sort of guide and some sort of reference, right? All of us have limited time in a day to do research on companies, even if we were good at it. So we always need some help. And so that's where FIRL Pro comes in. We shortcut your research journey by 90%. We do all the work for you. The last 10%, the decision making is up to you. But we feed you with the information, the bull case, the bear case, the good, the bad of the company, and you ask yourself whether that company fits into your investment profile. And you can also use our portfolios as a reference point. If you want to check out a taste, right, or you want to see what's it like under the hood, check out the free sample links in the comments and description. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.